It's the legend himself, Alistair Overeem. The Demolition Man is back, man. It's so good to see you, Alistair. It's been a while. Been about a year and a half since we've had a chance to see you compete. Now we're coming up on it. Just tell me how you're feeling, man. It's got to feel good for you to get back in there.
Back in there, back in the craziness of things. No, I feel very good, very confident. Camp has been long. I'm in a very good shape. Learned a bunch of new stuff, a bunch of new health stuff, which totally reinvigorated me. And yeah, I can't wait to shine. What is it? 10 days from now ish. So
right.
Yeah.
Right around that time. Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, October 8th, Glory Collision 4, the headliner. It's in the Netherlands, which has got to be great for you. It's Badr Hari, who, of course, is another legend of the game. I guess talk to you about this matchup. I mean, like I said, the way I see it, it's two legends colliding. I mean, this is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a big fight, good fight, big stadium. A lot of people in the Netherlands are looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, again, long camp, shape is phenomenal. Can't wait to get in there and do my thing. Literally been working with my K1 crew 2010, and all the people that I met along the way. So it's just like a real coalition of everybody, and everybody's very motivated, and it's going to be a great night for sure.
Yeah, this is obviously a rivalry that dates back to 2008. You guys split a pair of matches before. So to think about kind of completing this trilogy a decade later is pretty amazing. I wonder, I mean, Badr is a little bit of a controversial guy. I mean, is this a personal matchup to you at all? I mean, is any of that, or is this just an athletic competition for you?
Absolutely not personal. I hold Badr and his accomplishments in high regard. I've also had the opportunity to briefly, we were in the same training area. I'm not going to call him my friend because we're not friends, but the respect was there from both ways. And, he's a talent. He's a talent. Also with the things that he has shown in the fights. So it's going to be my pleasure to share the ring with him. Of course, I'm going for the win. I'm in a really strong shape. So we're going to have to do our things.
I'm looking forward to it. Now, as we said off the top, it's the first time we've gotten to see you in about a year and a half since your UFC career. You were scheduled to fight about a year ago, right? There was an injury, I guess. What happened there? What did you have to do to get through it? Talk to me. What happened?
Yeah, so it was an injury, and then of course you got the whole COVID debacle crap. What's going on in the background, and then just rehab. Took my time to rehab. And just got scheduled for now. And I could have fought 2 months earlier, 3 months earlier, but this is what the date was, and it's fine to me.
And you're in Thailand. You went to Thailand to prepare for this one. Is that something that you've done frequently over the years, or is this just kind of a revisit to kickboxing? I mean, obviously, so much great kickboxing in Thailand.
Yeah, so I've been literally coming here for 20 years. I love the country. I mean, the people are amazing. The culture is amazing. The spirituality, but also the food and nutritional aspect of it. And then it's a beautiful country, right? It's tropics, it's beaches, it's palm trees. So been coming here for literally 20 years. And 2008, 9, and 10, leading up to my K1 final Grand Prix win, was here. I was spending camp here. And of course, flew in a bunch of guys from Netherlands, my K1 guys. So just repeated that, and chemistry was great, country great. So we're coming into this with the highest possible energy available, and all for the win.
I love it. Alistair, is MMA a thought to you at all anymore? I mean, are you doing anything like grappling related or MMA related? Like, is that a thought to you at all, or is it mainly just, do you see yourself as a kickboxer at this point?
So I do love grappling. I do love the MMA thing. I think it's just somewhat more complete art, right? Because if you put MMA in there, because it's striking and grappling and wrestling and strength and conditioning and the whole 9 yards. So I like less limitations. To answer your question, my goals are Badr, gonna smash him, then we're gonna smash Rico. And then, maybe one more MMA. Maybe one more. But for now, the goal is Badr and then Rico, get that belt. And then then maybe one more final one. Because, of course, the MMA thing didn't finish satisfactorily. So we want to also finish that satisfactorily. And I believe I have it in me. But it will not be more than that. It will not be more than those potential 2 or 3 fights. So it's 2 or 3 fights. Thank you very much. It's been great. It's literally been 25 to 26 years competition then. And I'm very thankful that, of course, I took very well care of my body, diet, the physical therapists, my teams all over people all over the world that took care of me have been awesome. But it will be a time for me to hang up the gloves and pass on my knowledge. The way I see it is I was fortunate to learn all these things to pass them on.
It's crazy because when you first started out and you were talking about your focus on wellness and focus on health and all that, I kind of wondered, ooh, does that mean that he's going to try to stretch this thing out a little bit? Maybe, maybe go to a 45, maybe go to a little later. But it sounds like, no, you're definitely putting a limit on the end of this career. I guess when you say that, is it a little bit freeing to know there's an end to this 25-year journey as a fighter? Or is it kind of sad to say it all like, oh, all this is coming to an end?
Good question. So the fight game has literally been my life. But, through the years, I learned there's more than just fighting. And there's just a lot more in life. And I think that in the right order of things, the passing on, right? I have 3 lovely daughters. And it's time to be with them. It's time to, make the right choice, do the right thing. And that is, pass my information, my knowledge on. So that's a lot of fight stuff, a lot of health stuff, longevity stuff, and then just be with my daughters.
That's beautiful, man. And that's absolutely 100% true. So I guess what you're saying is
because I've been, of course, gone for so many years, basically, right? It's not just one camp. It's been camp after camp, and basically lived in the States the last 10 years. So it's time to go back to roots.
I get it, man. I totally get it. My son is 10 now, and I'm trying to travel less. Obviously, I'm not fighting, but I'm trying to go cover the fights less. I can watch on TV from home. We can do a video interview, and my kid's getting ready for school right now. You know what I mean? Those are things that really matter, aren't they?
Yeah, it does. You realize that through the years, right? Of course, because being a go-getter is also good. Because if you're not go-getting, what are you doing, right? It's good to go pursue your goals, but then after you've completed them, and I can say that I've completed them, and I've completed them maybe, even further than I might have wanted. But I enjoy it. I'm just following my passion. But there comes a time for everything that it needs to stop, and you need to switch gears, and you need to do another something. And that'll be, passing on my kids.
Okay, so when you say passing on the things that you've learned, is it only to your kids, or do you think that you'll be involved in coaching and stay around the game, or do you think you'll just disconnect entirely and just be with family?
No, I started to teach. I've been teaching forever. It's literally 20 or 21 when I start teaching, or even before that, 19. And I have a lot of fulfillment in this, teaching younger generations. I also believe that right now it is more needed than ever. Because it seems a lot of people are disconnected from health, from diet, from exercise. Everybody's in their phone these days, so I think more now than ever it's needed. And of course, that'll be more stable in one location, and then of course with my daughters too, right? So that's a package deal, and I'm looking forward to that aspect. But first, we've got some work to do first. We're not there yet.
I love it. Looking at the end, but not yet. We got some big matchups. I mean, look, we're talking about Badr Hari, Rico Verhoeven. I mean, just those two alone, 2 of the biggest names in the sport. Unbelievable. So I guess, Alistair, what's the goal here? I mean, do you got to go do something spectacular? Is just a win enough? I mean, you were already supposed to fight Rico, so is just a win enough to get you that matchup, or do you feel like you got to go make a statement in this fight with Badr Hari in order to get that Rico Verhoeven matchup back?
I think these are questions you should ask Glory. I don't know. I'm just here doing my job. We're gonna destroy Badr. Sorry, Badr, but we're gonna do that, and then we'll figure it out what comes after. Awesome. It's not up to me to decide when or how or 100% or this. I'm just dancing. I'm just dancing with it.
I love it. Well, listen, big matchup still for you. We got a handful of times to see you compete, Alistair Overeem, so make sure you tune in. October 8th, Glory Collision 4. Last thing I'll ask you, what kind of matchup do you think we see here, Alistair? Obviously, you guys have some history. Is this going to be a brawl? What do we see?
It's going to be it's going to be a fight, right? Of course, there's I would not say bad blood, but there is a history, and seeing both our characters' explosive nature. I mean, it's not going to be a chess. What do you call that? Chess or checkers? It's gonna be, yeah. But it's soon. 10 more days.
I love it. Alistair, it's been a pleasure to cover your career for the past 20 years. We'll write it out for these last 3 fights and wish you all the best in these last matchups. Thank you for the time as always, my man.
Thank you, sir. Boom.